Decided to put a video together for the Kontakt 3 player, the free VST for FL Studio users. A couple quick things about the Kontakt 3 interface. It actually does a lot more than just like a piano. If you hit this view button right up here, it'll detach the piano. This is actually good for, this is how I use it in FL. I'll detach all the other stuff that Kontakt 3 has and use just this piano. That's how I use it in FL. This has a lot of things. This has ins and outs and a master output and all that stuff, but I'm just going to do a quick video showing you guys how to get the sounds for the keyboards to play through Kontakt so that these keyboards are available for people who use FL. What you want to do is, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure, actually we're going to click on Workspace. That's going to bring up everything that's on the computer, everything that's on the desktop, all the files and everything. And on my desktop, I have a file here, the Triton Extreme Bank A. Now, there's a couple different ways to access this to get the sounds into Kontakt. I can double click the desktop and you can see it loaded this down here, the Triton Extreme Bank A. And what we want to look for is we want all these sounds to load in on the lower section. So I could double click this down here. This is one way of doing it. I'm going to take you guys through two different ways. Wait for a minute. This is like a 4 gig file, so it actually opens it up pretty quick. It opens the files up quicker in Kontakt than it actually does in Reason. And what we want to look for is we want to make sure that we have these files right here, the little Reason symbol file. We want to make sure that we can see those. And then all these other files are just the audio samples that this file is going to draw from. What these files do, just so that you know, this Reason file actually is all the key mapping and the root mapping to lay the keyboard out. It tells everything to play it velocity sensitive so that the keyboard has expression and stuff like that. And all these other samples are like soft, medium, and loud, F sharp, C, B, A, and so forth. Well, one of the main things we want to make sure is that on this view area right here, on view, click that little arrow there, view, we want to make sure that show foreign formats has a diamond by it, has a circle by it right there. So that's a very important thing. And what that will allow is for us to actually see these files right here, these Reason files, because that's actually the ones that we want to click on to load the instrument into Kontakt. So all you really have to do is double click this and you'll see it loaded an instrument up right here, and then we could basically play from there. And everything's velocity sensitive. The easiest way that I found out to work with this, you can't use these scroll arrows to actually grab different instruments. I think that's because this is a free VST. How I do it is I just deselect that instrument, and then you got to come down here and grab your next patch, which is being, like right here, I'll load number 3. Boom, and then it'll load it in a new instrument. This is the easiest way to use these. The easiest way to use these, and we can see by having that show foreign formats that this is a Reason file. This Kontakt 3 is actually reading the .sxt patch and using all the MIDI mapping, the key mapping and the root placements and stuff inside of Kontakt 3. So it's actually easy for the user. You just grab and pick. Another way to actually load the samples in is you can come up here to the desktop, double click the desktop, and you can actually open it up from up here and then double click that, you know, Triton Extreme Bank A. Double click your file and you can see it loads them all in here. These are all the instruments that's in that preset, which is 128. Let me zoom in here so you guys can see. You know, there's like 128 different instruments, and once again, showing foreign formats is telling you that this is a Reason file that Kontakt is reading. But you can't double click these and actually load an instrument, because what it does is it just loads the wave samples down here. It doesn't actually load this file for you to grab. So what you need to make sure if you're loading them in this way is that you're double clicking the whole actual file, and what you have to make sure is that you load the Reason file on the lower section down here. I think the only way around this is to actually purchase Kontakt 4, and then it sets the library up. Once you actually purchase the actual Kontakt, you have library accesses, which you could use NKI patches and stuff like that. But for free, this is the way to use it. You make sure that these Reason files are loaded in down below, and then you just double click, boom, and then it loads it in here. This is the easiest way I've found to use them. There is a way to actually get all of these files to load into this one instrument to where you can browse back and forth right here, but to be honest with you, I figured it out once, but I forgot how to do it. So this is just the easy way. You can mess around with Kontakt and more than likely get them to load all in this one instrument and be able to select them all from right there. I forget how I did it. It is possible, but I'm just showing you guys this way. And then all you do, you know, you can just grab your player, and then inside FL, you just, you know, using basically the, you know, whatever board you're wanting to go with, you know, the Motif, the Extreme, or the X6. So you can use all these boards in FL, and that's basically the basics on how to get that in there. Of course, if you're using FL, you know how to actually load this VST, and I actually recommend using rewiring Reason into FL because you have so much more things, so many more things that you can do with all the with the rack on Reason. So, but that should get you guys going. Hope you like it. Enjoy.